Hey guys, if you are ready to stop living paycheck to paycheck, this is the video for you. Now, I'm hoping this video will really just change the game for you guys. So if you have learned anything out of this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you guys don't miss out on the video. And if you are a mama like me, be sure to sign up for my free weekly newsletter where I send out free weekly tips on mom jobs, business tips, and more. All right, let's get started. Now, first, if you think that you are the only one going through this, think again. Because Career Builder did a survey and they found that 3 out of 4 people are living paycheck to paycheck. And it's not just those who are, living on a minimum wage salary. It's also those people who are earning $100,000 or more a year. It just all comes down to if you are spending the same amount that you're making, you are always going to live paycheck to paycheck no matter how much you make. So the first way to get out of this rut is to figure out why you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, of course I want to stop living this way. But what I'm trying to say is that you need a real reason that will make you, hold off on buying that new outfit that you want. Or you need enough reason to tell your friends, I can't go out this weekend because I'm trying to save money because of this reason. It needs to be a big enough reason that will drive you to live like you are broke temporarily now, just so you can get right back on the right track. Now, what is that reason? Because I just know too many people that struggle living paycheck to paycheck, and it's because I believe that they just don't have anything that's driving them enough to make the tough decisions to stay home and cook instead of going out. My reason was my kids. I wanted to be able to quit my job and stay home with my kids, so I had to make drastic lifestyle changes in order to do that. You have to figure this out before you can move on to the next step, because that's what's going to drive you to make these tough decisions along the way. Because this is not easy. I don't want to make this to seem like it's going to be a cakewalk. That's why I'm telling you guys that you need to have a reason. I mean, your reason really could be just that you're tired of living this way and you want better. And if you want a real motivator, I always say just go drive, take a drive, go look at the houses that you can't afford yet. This is something my husband and I would do and still do, just to dream and think about what we could have. And every single time we leave, I always find myself feeling so motivated to get myself together and get to work, because I know I could have that if I did the work. And it doesn't have to be a house if that's not going to motivate you. It could be a car dealership. Go to a car dealership to look at the different cars you might want. Just whatever will drive you. Once you have that, lock onto that and keep that as your driving force. We have to constantly keep motivating ourselves with goals just to keep us going and motivated. Or at least I know that I do. I'm a true believer that you can literally have whatever you want if you want it bad enough. So how bad do you want to get out of this rut, this cycle? Now, I can thankfully say that my husband and I, we now live in the type of neighborhood we would go ahead and dream about and just drive around in. And most of the credit, I have to give it to God. I can't sit here and act like we just did this on our own. We said what we wanted. We believed God for it. We were obedient, and He gave us the desires of our hearts. But faith without works is dead. We had to do the work. All right, now the next step is to get clear about where your money is going. Now, I use a spreadsheet just like this because it is a nice way to capture a snapshot of all of my income and expenses for the entire year. Now, I'll link this one in the description below if you want to use something like this. Now, if I were you, I would recommend recording your last month's income and expenses, just to give you an idea of what you're spending your money on and where it's going. Now, when you do this list, I want you to put these lists of expenses in order. Put in your rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation. These are all your necessities. Then list all your other expenses in the order of importance to you. Now, once you have everything listed, go through each one and see what you can either reduce or cut. Now, your grocery bill, I'm sure there's something you can reduce there. Now, how I do it is that I order my groceries online to prevent impulse shopping, because I'm an impulse shopper and I know if I'm at the store, I'm just going to be grabbing anything. So what I do is I just order my groceries online while I'm already full, so I won't just be putting anything in the cart. And I stick to my budget that I set for myself. And then I go to the curbside at Meijer to pick it up all free. It's very convenient and it's the best. And it keeps me on budget. Next is your rent. So if you have a mortgage, see if you can refinance for a lower interest rate so you can have a lower monthly mortgage bill. See what you can do in all these different areas. Play around with the numbers and see how much you can have at the end of each month left over. And if you have any debt, I have a great article that can help you get out of debt. So I'm going to link that in the description below just to give you more tips and more guidance on how to do that. The next step is to automate your savings. So once you have an idea of how much you have left over, set up an automatic transfer at the company you work for, so it will automatically transfer a certain amount, whatever you decide, to go directly to your savings account. Now, if you cannot do this because you have nothing left over, it's okay, just stay tuned because I'm going to cover that in a second. But automating your savings is the way to go. It can be one of those things where you just kind of set it and forget it and let your money work for you in a savings account. Now, when I'm talking about a savings account, I'm talking about a high yield savings account, not the savings account that is attached to your checking account, because that will only earn you like 0.01% in interest. In a high yield savings account, you can earn 0.40% and let your money work for you and earn with interest. Now, the interest rates, they have been drastically decreased due to this pandemic, but it's still a lot higher than your average savings account. And I believe they're going to go up over time. So I highly recommend doing this. And I'm going to put a list of ones that I recommend in the description below. Your high yield savings account is the place that you're going to have your emergency fund. If you want to work on getting a down payment for a house, this is where you're going to save that money, whatever short-term goals that you have. And if you can, you want to have at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses in this account as well. Now, if it seems too intimidating to do that, just at least set short-term goals of $500 or something like that. Next is to think about if you have locked yourself into a lifestyle that you just can't really afford. After seeing how much money you earn and how much you are spending, can you really continue living like this? You may have to take drastic measures depending on your situation. You may have to consider, moving into maybe a less expensive house or downsizing your vehicle. You want to be able to get out of this cycle, so you absolutely have to live on less than you earn. Take a really good look at your spreadsheet and try and make sense out of your situation and see what you need to do. The next solution is to earn more money. Now, how long have you been at your job making the same amount of money? Is it time for a raise? Or is it just time for a new job? Or what about a side hustle? But remember, making more money doesn't mean that you're going to get out of this situation, because if you're still spending the same, you're still going to be in the same situation. Now, if you are starting to earn more money at your job or you pick up a side hustle, that extra money should be going to your high yield savings account, to build up your emergency fund, pay off any debts, and anything left over should really just be invested. Now, when my business started bringing in an income, we still lived on the same budget. I didn't go out and buy a new car. I'm still driving my same 2012 Jeep. It's paid off, it's working fine, so there's no reason to add more expenses to our life. This is how you avoid living paycheck to paycheck. Live on less than you make. There is no better feeling than to know that you have money in the bank. So when life happens, you are going to be okay financially. That peace of mind is priceless. Now, if you're looking for ways to make money, I have a list of 30 legitimate ways that you can make extra money at home that I'll put in the description below to give you some ideas. Okay, so now that you have identified your reason that's going to keep you laser focused on getting out of this rut, you have created a budget, you're making lifestyle changes that will fit your income, and you're now building up your savings account, this should definitely help you stop living paycheck to paycheck. And now that you have your money in a good situation, definitely check out my video I did on 5 things that you should do with your money in 2021, because these are all things that I didn't know growing up. It took me a while to figure this out, and that's why I want to share this with you guys. I'm in a good place financially, and I want to help other people in the same situation, because this is not always in the way that we have lived our lives. I also want you guys to keep this in mind. I heard this billionaire say, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." So who are you hanging with? Just keep that in mind. All right, so I hope this gave you guys some helpful tips and something to think about. And if you got what I'm trying to say, put it in the comment section and just say, "All right, Whit, I got it." Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See you next video.